Building a competitive Yu-Gi-Oh deck is expensive, but not necessarily difficult. With tools such as TCG Player and eBay, duelists around the world are able to have access to any card they can imagine, just at a few clicks of a mouse. I decided to take on the ultimate challenge. Starting from just 3 structure decks and on a budget of under $40 a week, I'm going to attempt to construct a competitive deck entirely from sealed product. No trading, no buying individual cards online, all leading up to taking on one of Yu-Gi-Oh's biggest challenges, topping a Yu-Gi-Oh! Championship Series event. This is Sealed Elite Yu-Gi-Oh!
Alright, hey, good morning. It is the day of the OTS Championships. Today, we got to open a couple more products here to really boost up our sealed deck to the next level, and hopefully we can do all right today. If you guys caught the last time I went to OTS Championships last year, you would know that we had some pretty good luck. Actually, we ended up getting top cut both times and even going to the finals the one time to seal our invite. And although we don't need our invite for the 2020 NAWCQ, there are going to be a lot of booster packs on the line, which means a lot of opportunities to bolster this deck up. So let's crack open what we got today. We've got a Pendulum Domination structure deck, as well as a Gates of the Underworld structure deck, and a 2019 Gold Star tin again. We're still looking for the Nibiru's, the Dark Rulers No More, just really good side deck cards, and that's gonna come in here. But you might be a little bit more confused for these two here. Like honestly, when's the last time you've seen somebody open this structure deck here? These are the DD's structure deck. Like, this is several years old, man. And then the Gates of the Underworld, the cool thing about this structure deck is it actually just was recently reprinted. So you're able to get your hands on this a little bit easier if you want to pick it up now. You can find both of these actually for around $10 here. I don't know, man, this is gonna be a trip down memory lane. It's been a while since I've seen anybody open either of these. We're gonna start with the structure decks and then we'll get into the Megatin. Okay, let's open the structure deck, Pendulum Dominance. Thing about these structure decks is we don't even need a lot from it. I'm just gonna thumb through really quickly all the cards here and I'll get to the ones that we actually need. All right, let's crack this open. Ooh, so fresh. I was just talking about how I haven't seen somebody open this in forever. I haven't even opened this ever in my life here, so I'm gonna just thumb through real quick. Lots of DDD cards here. Lamia, what a good card. As well as the Cursed Sing. I remember this deck was like, it was real for a solid couple of weeks. And then it wasn't. I think the new Master Rule dropped and this deck became like really subpar. So that's unfortunate. Proud Chevalier. Oh, Dark Arm Dragon. That is sick. Look at that. Dark Grepher and Armageddonite. Wow, you get the whole trio. I didn't even know these guys were in here. That's pretty awesome. Curry Bandit, Stygian Street Patrol, Stygian Security, Dark Contracts. All of them. There's one of them. Foolish Burial. Finally seeing something we can actually use here. Foolish Burial is going to allow us to dump one monster from our deck to the graveyard. That monster is none other than Supreme King Dark Dragon Worm. This card's just essentially another copy of Dragon Shrine, but Dragon Shrine's once per turn. So we're going to have the duality of being able to play this as well as Dragon Shrine on our turn if we need to like bolster our spell counters or something like that. 1-for-1s in this too, which is pretty cool. And there's the other card we needed, Allure of Darkness. Majority of our deck is in fact darks, so this is going to help us draw through our deck to get to the really good cards, but also it's a great spell to be able to put a counter on like an Endymion, like a Servant or something like that. Pretty good, very good card actually, and I think those are the only two we needed out of the structure deck, but we'll thumb through the rest here. Emergency Provisions, DD stuff, Dark Contracts, yeah, that's about it. Wave King Caesar, cool. One structure deck down, one more to go. Gates of the Underworld here, and we're actually only going to be needing pretty much the same thing from this. Ooh, Grapha. What a hell of a card. All right, here is the Gates of the Underworld, just recently reprinted here. You're able to get your hands on this pretty easy on Amazon or anywhere else if you want it. Grapha, Dragon Lord of the Dark World. Sick card, dude. Such a powerful card. Followed by a Snow and a Ceroli. This is the bad one of the bunch, but this card's also insane. Couple good Dark Worlds in here. Oh man, you got the whole deck in here. Oh, Tragoedia. I still miss the days when people would play this in Gores. Ugh. Hell of a card. Sangin 2, this is pre-errata actually. New Doria, Goblin King, Battle Fader, Gates of the Underworld, Gateway, Dark World Dealings, pretty good card, but there's the other one popping out there, Allure of Darkness. Just gonna drop that in the deck right there, we needed that for sure. Card Destruction's in this too, oh man. Terraforming Dark Eruption, and a couple traps. Eradicator, I'm gonna put that to the side, we might end up side decking that. Dark Bribe's in this too. Pretty neat. So yeah, out of those two entire structure decks, these were the only cards we were actually looking after. Very good cards, draw cards, and this is another way to dump Dark Worm. Pretty cool. 10 bucks on each. I'd say that's well worth it. Fits in our budget nicely too. All right, and then to round out our budget for the week, we have a 2019 Golden Sarcophagus. We've been opening these the last few episodes here, but we're still digging after Nibirus, as well as Boral Sword Dragon would be a really huge pull too. I honestly just like opening these two. They're actually like fun to open. I like seeing the promos we get. That's the most exciting part. Can't find my damn scissors. Guess what? Close enough. If you guys want to start your own sealed journey or you're looking to pick up singles anytime soon, be sure to use my TCG Player affiliate link down in the description below. If you buy anything after clicking that link, I get a portion of what you pay, and it requires absolutely nothing of you. With that being said, 2019 Megatin, this is I think part 3. Check it out. You know what, I wonder if we will ever see the fabled double promo pack again. That'd be insane if we ever did again. Absolutely crazy. Oh my god, no way! No way! You know what? I've been sitting on these tins for a while. I bought them all at the same time. It's absolutely bonkers how a couple of these are having these misprinted double promo packs. Boys, that's 2 more Nibiru. Oh, well, we only need 1. This is the same feeling as when they give you an extra McNugget in your Chicken McNuggets from McDonald's, man. Absolutely awesome. So, promo pack number 1, I guess. Magician of Black Chaos Mask, Red Eyes Alternative Black Dragon, Raigeki, Monster Reborn, and a Nibiru, the primal being. This puts our Nibirus up to 3. We don't need any more Nibiru, so I hope I don't get another one out of that promo pack. We're pretty lucky to get 2 promo packs, but are we lucky enough to avoid getting another Nibiru? Magician of Black Chaos Max, Red Eyes Alternative Black Dragon, Raigeki, Obelisk, and the 4th Nibiru, unplayable. 3 2019 Gold Sark Mega Packs. Let's bust these open. Let's hope we get a Boral Sword, that'd be crazy. First card is Crusadia Leonis, Paladin of the Storm Dragon, Salamangreat Sanctuary, Vampire Retainer, Link Streamer, Trickstar Delphinium. That's it, yep. Great Fly is our super rare. Our secret rare is Iron Dragon Tiamaton. And that gorgeous parallel secret, whoa. That's hot. This card was played in the OCG for a bit. I still hold out hope for this thing. I actually like this card a lot. Ultra rare is Reaper Duckus. We've already pulled this before. At least it's not a Thunder Dragon Titan, okay? Step in the right direction. Our rare is a Space Insulator, which isn't even a bad rare, followed by a couple commons. Pack number 2. Salamangreat Gift, Recon Scout for Hire, Vampire Scarlet Scourge, Dino Wrestler Capitera, Trickstar Bouquet, Waking the Dragon in common, Crusadia Arborea in super rare. Wow, that looks good. Secret rare is a Galaxy Eyes Soulflare Dragon. That's our second one as well. And then our ultra rare is a Topologic Trisbania. Oh, that's actually pretty good. Kinda sucks because we play the Pendulum Scales and it kinda interferes with that, but still pretty good card nonetheless. We can definitely swap this out for like a poopy synchro we can't make anyways. Our rare is a Staring Contest, followed by a couple more commons. And the last pack of the opening today. Let's see what we can get. World Legacy's Corruption, Dealer's Choice, Trickstar Mandrake, Vendread Nightmare, Vorticular Drum Dragon, Contact Gate, World Legacy, World Lance as our super rare. Whoops, losing focus. Our secret rare is Crusadia Maximus. Oh, wait, check that out. I think this card was only a super before. Definitely deserving of that secret. Look at that, gorgeous. And our ultra rare is a Boral Sword Dragon, no way! Oh my god, we got it. This is like the best card of the tin, but also this is pretty cool for our deck. I struggle to summon Link 4s though, but if there's any Link 4 I want, this is the guy to have, because he normally can just make scenarios where you don't have game, just kind of gives you it there. That's so sick to pull that. Boral Sword Dragon is finding his way into the extra deck. And then our rare is a Fulgo Justice for Hire, followed by some commons. And that's the opening today. I am very happy. 2 more promo packs, guys. Two more promo packs. I'm actually kind of lucky. Yeah, all right, so cool. Couple additions actually that we're gonna make to the deck here. I'm gonna stick these all in and I'll give you guys the updated deck profile. We gotta get to the OTS Championship. I'm already running late. All right, so the updated deck list. I decided we had to do something drastic for this event today, and I decided to remove the Zephyrs from the initial main deck here. And I'm gonna see how it goes. I decided to throw a little surprise in the main deck. Perhaps it's gonna do pretty well for us. I have a feeling I've been seeing a lot of it recently. and it might be all right for our build. Let's get into the deck profile. I'll show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. Starting off the deck, we have 3 Endymion, Mighty Master of Magic, playing pure Endymions. I don't know why I wouldn't play 3. 3 Servant as well, best card in the deck. Followed by 2 Magister, as well as 1 Reflection. I've been liking Reflection a lot just at 1. It sometimes outs like tricky situations. Definitely not a bad card. I don't think it's incredible, but it works, so I'm gonna keep it in there nonetheless. Mythical Beasts, we got 3 Jackal King as well as 1 Master Cerberus. You know, the more and more that I play with this card, the more and more I love it. Going second, this card is just able to out like so many weird board textures, and also just the fact that you can summon it like kind of like Chronograph Sorcerer, where you can just bring it out of the scale or like bring it out of the extra deck without normal summoning is pretty big when you're trying to summon Electrovite. Might want to consider picking up more than one of this guy here. Speaking of Chronograph, 3 Chronograph and 1 Time Gazer Magician, of course. 3 Supreme King Dragon Darkworm and 1 Gate Infinity. And then kind of the other stuff, we have 1 Aether and 1 Magical Abductor still. I like this at 1. I don't think I'll bump it up. It actually just kind of works well at 1. And then that little tech that I was telling you about, I'm gonna main deck 3 Nibiru, the Primal Being. Now that we have 3, pretty cool. I've been seeing this a little bit recently, and I've been seeing a lot of Orcust lately around my local. And since this is a local level tournament, it's gonna be a lot of the same players really. So I think this might be able to give us the upper hand against those combo decks. Just being able to give a complete board wipe and then being able to like just go off on our turn, maybe summon Master Cerberus, beef it up, and just win for game? Who knows? I'm at least willing to give this card a shot at 3 in the main deck. If it doesn't work, hey, it doesn't work, it's not a big deal. We can just take it out for next time, but I have a feeling it might work, so I want to give it a shot at least. 3 Nibiru. Zephyrs are now cut from the main deck. We don't have any of those anymore. So moving swiftly to the spells, we've got 3 Spell Power Mastery, 3 Pot of Desires, 2 Allure of Darkness now, 1 Magical Citadel of Endymion, 1 Secret Village, and a Terraforming to grab it. And then after that, we've got 2 Dragon Shrine and 1 Foolish Burial to round out the 40 card main deck. On to the extra deck here, because of our pulls, couple changes in this too. I'll go swiftly through it though. 1 Electromite, 1 Wee Witch Apprentice, 1 Underclock Taker, and 1 Nightmare Phoenix as our Link 2s. Our Link 3s, we have a Metaltron, a Decode Talker, and now a Topologic Trisbania. And our Link 4s, which we actually seldom go into, but they're pretty powerful now. We got Topologic Zeraboros still, Borreload Dragon, Boral Sword Dragon. Oh my god, look how fresh he is. Boral Sword Dragon, baby. Oh man, we're gonna be cracking skulls today. And then Saryuja Skull Dread is the last Link 4. XYZ monsters, we've got Naruto, Time Star Magician, Utopia, and Kachi Kochi Dragon, rounding out for a 15 card extra deck there. No synchros anymore. Still no tuners in the deck, but hopefully soon enough we'll find our way back in. Side deck, very briefly I'll go over it. We got 2 Ghost Ogre and 1 Ash Blossom Joyous Spring. Still 3 Drool and Lockbird, even though I hate this card right now. I don't think it's very good right now, but I don't even know what to replace it with, honestly. 2 Purple Poison Magician actually found their way into the side deck. This card actually is just really versatile. Outs a lot of weird boards and everything. The attack boost comes in handy, but also just the pop effect's insane. So I want to try it to see if I even decided it at all. And then 1 Archfiend Eccentric and 1 Gamma Seal still. Spell cards, we have our 1 Dark Ruler No More, as well as 2 Twin Twister and Red Rebirth. I waited till the last minute again to fill out this thing. Pretty happy with our changes we made to the main deck though. I think the 3 Nibiru is gonna catch a lot of people off guard. I'm really hoping to do well today, seal a couple packs. It looks like there's gonna be like 14 players today, which is 4 rounds of Swiss. Got it. 4 rounds of Swiss, cut to top 4. It was huge yesterday at the other AU store, apparently, like 43 players or something like that. I guess everybody had their fill on that day and didn't want to come today. No problem, though, still plenty of potential today. Lots of packs on the line. See if we can do it. I'll keep you guys posted. Here you go, Martin. I asked for Rising Rampage and they wouldn't give it to me. I've pulled more of these than I can count.
game?
8. That's 8.
Oh, sweet. I'll start.
All right, good luck. Round 2's over. We just got done playing against Sky Striker, and we took the dub. We're actually 2-0 right now, and there's a correction I have to make about the attendance earlier. Before, we were below the 16-player count to be able to have a top 8 cut, but now, since there are like 18 players, we are able to go to a top 8 cut. There's still only 4 rounds of Swiss, though. Definitely, it being top 8 instead of top 4 leaves a lot of room for leeway. We could definitely like lose a game or 2 even and probably still make it. Nevertheless, just got done playing against Striker, and oh boy, game 1 was a doozy, man. It was long. We actually lost the Dower, and he opts to go first. He opens his turn like pretty inconspicuously. He like just sets 4 and passes. At this point, I have no idea what I'm playing against, but my hand is actually pretty gas. I start to go off on some basic combos, you know, putting the abductor in scale and everything. And then I go to Pendulum Summon 3 dudes out. He activates Demise of the Land, being able to get Mystic Mine on the field, which Mystic Mine is a card that a lot of people don't like. However, I don't really have a difficult time actually playing around it. I just put all my dudes into one monster into Topologic Trisbania because I don't want to give him the opportunity to be able to just wipe my board. Also, like, he would be able to activate all of his effects underneath mine if I had 3 monsters instead of 1. So I just figured it was probably better to give myself the 1, and it's actually a pretty okay card. It presents kind of a threat. It sucks for me because I have 2 cards in my scales that I obviously want to keep, but I was kind of assuming he was just going to try to remove him anyways. He goes off in his turn, he ends up afterburnering the Trisbania and also popping the Abductor in the scale. Throughout his turn, he of course activates a whole bunch of spells and I rack up counters. So on my turn, when it comes back around, Mystic Mine still face up on the field. I activate Endymion and I remove 6 counters because I just had a massive surplus from Magister. Summon it, and then I'm able to pop 2 cards. With Mystic Mine off the field, it becomes a little bit more manageable to be able to deal with the board. Sky Striker always has an issue dealing with the Endymion when it's face up on the board with counters, just it not being able to be targeted or destroyed by card effects. It makes it like not Widow Anchorable. You have to out it with jamming wave. You can't even out it with jamming waves. I think just beating it over is the only way to out it. So like that Endymion just carried me throughout the rest of the game there. He like Widow anchored my Electromite, but it really wasn't a big deal. I just kept 1-for-1ing with all of his cards and my Endymion. I was able to overwhelm him shortly. That was a 22-minute game 1. Absolute whopper of a game. Game 2, I'm looking at a pretty good hand too, because that hand includes Secret Village of the Spellcasters, an absolute like dominant card against the Sky Striker matchup. And on a board like Endymion Servant with both counters, the Secret Village, of course, and then Heavy Metal Foe Electromite. Again, the Endymion is just like a thing on its own that's super difficult to out, but paired with Secret Village, it was going to be extremely difficult. Well, it would have been if he didn't just open Dino Rust or Pankratops. With Village off the field, he's able to then activate his Area 0 and target a back row with it, which he ends up whiffing. He also whiffed game 1 too, so he's whiffed both times with his Area 0. Great for us. With our Ash that we had in our hand, I'm able to actually hit his Engage, which I think that's like the crux point of what I want to hit it. That's probably when he's getting his plays rolling and everything. So he just opts to go to Shizuku and pass. At this point, I'm like in a top deck position. He has 2 back row that he's set, and he's had there for a while. I choose to just Twin Twister them to get them out of the way in case they could be something threatful. But I'm just basically, again, 1-for-1ing him with my Endymion to try to like just overwhelm him. Since our game 1 was so long, 22 minutes, this game also happened to take a while. We were ahead on life points at the end in time limit, and we did end up winning it in time limit, but a very, very close game. It's not easy like outing Mystic Mine or multiple ways to get the Mystic Mine. Some decks just can't even do it. So the fact that ours could definitely helped us out a lot there. Just gotta win maybe 1 more and we should be able to seal that top 8. And I think top 8 gets like 4 packs or something like that. Nothing crazy, but it scales up from there. So I'll keep you guys posted to let you guys know what's going on. That's the last. Just finished round 4 where we cut to top 8. I think we're going to be able to get in there. Just got done playing against a matchup that I haven't played in a very long time. We played against Guru Control. I've played against this deck a lot when I played against my friend, and my track record against it is not really positive. I always end up losing to it just because it's difficult to navigate, I guess. Doesn't seem like it should be that difficult, but I guess when you're playing a deck with just sealed product, makes things a little bit more difficult. We ended up winning this Darrow, but we weren't able to end on really like a crazy board. We were able to end on blind, going like Secret Village, and we had Jackal King with like 5 counters, Electromite, as well as a Endymion and a Servant in the scales. Pretty okay, above average setup, I would say. Especially going blind, that Secret Village could be absolutely deadly to most strategies. So we end on our board, pass it to him, he goes, he just ends up setting 4 cards, passing it back to us.
weird. I start my turn by pendulum summoning 2 cards from my hand, an Aether as well as another Jackal King from my hand. I figure with this, the Aether is just going to remove the face down card and I can attack for game. Well, I didn't expect for a Solemn Strike to come down. It's not a huge deal though. We still have a Jackal King on the field as well as Electromite. So he takes 1500, we remove the 2, they go to graveyard. We then just go straight into battle phase and I attack with my Jackal King into his face down monster, which happens to be Subterra Guru. This is when I first find out what I'm playing against. He activates the Guru effect and I choose to negate with Jackal King and he responds with another Solemn Strike. Nice. The Solemn Strike was especially deadly because that left me with no spellcasters on my field, which means my own Secret Village is locked against me. With the Jackal King sent back to the extra deck, we're actually able to activate Metaltron's effect. Since it is a mandatory effect, we are able to add back an Abductor from our extra deck. I figure I need to get a normal summonable spellcaster to put on the field so I can put my spells back online because that's the only hope I have of winning. Little did I know I was way too far behind at that point. I didn't have complete scales. All my opponent had to do was set up his Guru lock, and that was easily the game for me there. I tried to normal summon the Abductor to get those spells online, but then he just booked it face down, so I didn't have a face-up spellcaster, and I can't do anything under Secret Village. It took me like 1 to 2 turns to realize that there was no way I was going to win this game. Take it to game 2. Game 2, we actually drew into one of our side deck cards. We sat it in Twin Twister, and we ended up seeing it, which is perfect. I was able to set up a board of double Jackal King plus Electromite plus a Magister in face-up attack position on the field, ready to proc its effect by removing 3 counters to summon from the deck. Pankratops has been an absolute menace this entire tournament, and that is the first thing that he ended up dropping on his turn. Another Pankratops. He normal summons his Guru, and I'm actually put in a really weird spot. I have to think twice about this because I have an interesting play I can make where I can activate my Twin Twister to discard my Ogre, pop the Magister in my scale, get everything counters, and then be able to activate the Magister on field to summon from the deck. I thought about this play for a bit, but it seemed like I was just losing way too much. He activates Guru's effect to flip down my Jackal King. I of course negate with the Jackal King, and then he chains Pankratops to pop the Servant in the scale. From there, our Twin Twister actually gets no use because he ends up Cosmic Cycloning it, which is a little bit unfortunate. But his follow-up is not scary at all. He just ends up setting 2 and passing. Back to my turn now. We still have Electromite on the field. I just Pendulum summon out the Jackal Kings again as well as the Magister, make up the same board again. When I enter the battle phase, my opponent actually activates a Crackdown, so he snags up one of my own Jackal Kings, so I just butt heads with the 2 of them to clear his board, and then I attack directly. Just like the Striker matchup, we ended up having a like ridiculously long game 1, so this game 2, he actually ended up going into time limit on his following turn. There was no way he was going to be able to deal, like, there was like a 4,000 life point gap. Plus I activated the Magister effect to be able to summon an Endymion from the deck, so I had a spell and trap negation as well as a monster effect. He probably wasn't going to win that game regardless, but no matter what he did, if he tried to even play it out, we were both going to end in the draw, and that's what happened. I think definitely with the draw, we're able to sneak into that top 8 there, which means we get some prizing, some fruits for our labors. I'll keep you guys posted on how top 8 does, and we'll go from there.
A few moments later.
Just ended up finishing our top 8 match. We didn't get there. Same old song and dance, dude. We always seem to get to that top 8 cut, but we can never follow through. I ended up playing against, what did I play against? Salamangreat? Nibiru came in absolute clutch both of these games that we ended up playing, but unfortunately that's all I had. The rest of my hands were literally some of the worst hands I've seen all day, probably all time in this series. They were bad. Despite opening the powerhouse that is Nibiru being able to wipe his whole board when he goes to update jam or OTK me, I just had 0 follow-up, and I didn't draw into any follow-up either. Unfortunate, but it happens. Again, I'm really just happy I didn't have to stress for my invite today, and you know what? At least we get something out of it. Something for it, indeed. We have 4 packs of Fist of the Gadget. This is all we ended up actually getting. Haven't actually opened this set on the series yet just because there's nothing really in particular I needed in it, but actually now, the more that I play with Master Cerberus, the more I want another copy, and this is where we can get it in super rare form now, so I figure a couple packs of this might give us the best chance to get at least one of them. I don't know, I think there might be a couple things we need to change for next week. Then again, we also might pull Elpie next week when we actually open some Savage Strike, so we'll see here. Dynamite Knight, the True Draco Fighter, Amorphage Letri, Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Cardinal, Subterra Final Battle, and a Fire Formation Dame. I believe this is the Ritual one? Yeah, that's the Ritual one. Artwork looks really good though. Cool. Number 2, Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Spirit, Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Bear, the Hidden City, Silver Gadget, and a Fire Formation Ingen. I believe this one's the Fusion one. Pretty neat, nice artwork. I forgot the Hidden City actually got its first reprint in this. That's pretty cool, actually. Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Bear, Amorphage Sloth, pretty cool reprint. Subterra Fiendus, Shooting Code Talker, and a Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Peacock. Oh, I love the artwork on this card. I also just really like this card too. This card made me want to play Fire Fist, and then I said, hey, that's probably not a good idea, but this artwork on this card looks slick. And then our last pack of Fist of the Gadgets that we won from getting top 8 at the OTS Championship here. Can we get lucky enough to get a Master Cerberus? Let us find out. Code Talker, Rastaliger, Latency, Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Gorilla, and an Archfiend's Awakening. No Master Cerberus, that sucks a little bit, but I don't even know what this card is. Kind of really cool artwork there, slick. Neato, all right, cool. Well, that's all we got for today. Next week is YCS Dallas. I couldn't be more excited. We got a lot of upgrades hopefully happening next week. Definitely like the video and subscribe to the channel, and I really can't wait to bring you guys there. I'll see you guys next week.